This is TWiT.
Next month, the FCC plans to vote on petitions from two cities, Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Wilson, North Carolina, which could help the towns preempt state laws that make it difficult or impossible to set up government-run broadband. This comes after President Obama sent a letter to the FCC yesterday asking the commission to eliminate these types of state laws. Yesterday in his speech, Obama said, if the community decides this is something we want to do, they should be able to do it. Chances are the FCC won't overturn these laws in one fell swoop, but either way, we're holding a vote, increases the tension between big cable and the commission. Chairman Wheeler said he and his colleagues will carefully review the specific legal, factual, and policy issues before us. The agenda for the FCC's February meeting hasn't been released yet, but they will also be discussing the new rules regarding net neutrality. And according to a new report released today by the U.S. Research Council, there is no way to use technology to replace the government's current practices of bulk data collection. Now, this report is basically a response to the now famous revelations of former intelligence contractor Edward Snowden about the government's vast data collection enterprise. About a year ago, President Obama asked the Office of the Director of National Intelligence to produce a report to determine whether software could be created that would allow the intelligence community to conduct targeted specific searches rather than continue with their practices of bulk collection. Well, their answer to this question is no, we can't. The American Civil Liberties Union, of course, has weighed in, noting that the current bulk collection of data hasn't stopped any act of terrorism, but they do admit that the report does acknowledge that there are additional steps the intelligence community can take to increase transparency, improve oversight, and limit the use of information collected. Now, the company that owns MySpace says that MySpace still exists, which might be a surprise to some of you. The social network got more than 50 million unique visitors in November. That's a 575% increase over the same month in the previous year. Tim Vanderhook is the CEO of Viant, the parent company of Specific Media, which bought MySpace from Rupert Murdoch's News Corp 3.5 years ago. Vanderhook told the Wall Street Journal that MySpace is mostly active on Thursdays, also known as Throwback Thursdays, when Facebook users come to MySpace to grab old selfies to share. Vanderhook also revealed other surprises, including the fact that MySpace users generated more than 300 million video views in November. MySpace active users are still dwarfed by inactive users. Vanderhook said MySpace still has more than 1 billion registered users, most of whom haven't visited the site in several years. Still, MySpace is staging a comeback of sorts. The company introduced new advertising technology yesterday called the Viant Advertising Cloud, which says that it's better than Facebook's because it can track consumers from the online ad to the point of sale, even in physical brick-and-mortar stores.